It's in its 7th year now, and we're promoting beef, and it runs from St George's Day to May the 1st. As a British beef farmer, it's incredibly important that we sort of promote British beef and get the public really interested in buying British and knowing exactly where their beef comes from, so it's almost field to fork, and having that information to make an informed choice, I think, when buying. Yeah, absolutely. Particularly sort of ladies in beef, there's about 150 members of us at the moment, and the social media kind of just keeps people informed about it throughout the year. But something like British Beef Week gives us a huge opportunity to sort of pass over different cuts of beef, different recipes, and really sort of get people passionate about putting British beef on the menu. Yeah, regionally, if you actually look at Ladies in Beef at their website, you'll be able to find different things that are happening throughout the week. This week, personally, we're running a competition to win through Facebook one of our beef boxes, so that will be drawn on May Day. But we're also sharing recipes as well, so tending to use the more unusual cuts that people haven't heard of, and also just reminding people that you don't have to wait till Sunday dinner to serve beef. Welfare is definitely a huge issue when it comes to British beef. We're incredibly passionate about looking after our cattle. Our particular herd that you can see behind us, they're all grass-fed, the beef is slow grown, and I personally think tastes a lot better when it comes to serving it up at dinner time. Yeah, I think so. We started out with Manor Farm beef in 2010. We took our own beef to farmers markets, and there was definitely a huge interest there, sort of intra-field in the surrounding area, of people wanting to know about where the beef's come from, about food miles, and generally just an increase, I think, in wanting to provide a really sort of decent food for families. At the moment, obviously, with everything that's happening government-wise, there's a lot of uncertainty, particularly going forward with a general election, with looking towards things like government help, financial support for farmers is all going to be ending in 2020, and there doesn't seem to be anything being promoted at the moment about what's going to happen after that. We've got a Brexit happening in 2 years, and again, there's a lot of uncertainty with what's going to happen at the moment. As a British sort of beef farmer, what we can do is just keep promoting our product, keep saying that we're convinced it's the best in the world, our welfare is second to none, and trying to convince the buyer to keep supporting us through buying beef. I think it's the uncertainty, it's not knowing what's going to happen in the future is a huge concern for British beef farmers, and with other farmers as well, depending on which sector you're in. At the moment, the pound is in our favour, but we don't know what's going to happen going forward. Someone to come out and actually give us a definite answer as to what's going to happen, particularly after Brexit, particularly after 2020, when the European funding is going to stop. Having that uncertainty, for example, with our herd here, we've been growing it for the past sort of 3 years. You know, we're looking to project into the future what's going to happen. We don't want to just live in the now, we want to know what's going to happen in the future, so we can invest the time now to secure our herd for the future.